it remains the case that there are competing and conflicting narratives on virtually every aspect of the crisis. For example, the narrative from the authorities in Naypyidaw after the military-administered election contrasts starkly with the accounts of communities who claim indiscriminate aerial bombing and a denial of essential services continued throughout the process. Tragically, the ground realities show that conditions in Myanmar continue to deteriorate. Records are being set for all the wrong reasons. Myanmar is a global epicentre for cybercrime. Transnational criminal syndicates operating industrial-scale scam compounds have expanded their human trafficking networks as far as Africa and targeted victims across the United States, Asia and beyond. Madam President, the country is now a global supplier of methamphetamine and opium. Myanmar has become the world's leading source of landmine casualties, 2025 being the deadliest year for children in Myanmar since the military takeover, with airstrikes the leading cause of civilian casualties. Distinguished delegates, today I will report the collapse of the health systems risks triggering regional disease outbreaks. Myanmar is now among the world's 6th most severe hunger spots. It is experiencing high levels of displacement, with more than 3.7 million people internally displaced and a further 1.6 million across the region. Bangladesh alone hosts some 1.2 million Rohingya refugees, with Cox's Bazar now the world's largest refugee camp. On the highly polarised, the military claimed free and fair polls and a legitimate process. Many on the ground described tight security, a reduced electorate, the exclusion of major political parties, low turnout and polls conducted in the midst of an ongoing armed conflict. The United Nations neither supported nor observed this process. And increasingly bleak situation. Throughout the polls, military operations and aerial attacks continued, including strikes on civilian areas, with children among the victims. Villages are facing pressure from different armed actors, including forced labour and recruitment, extortion at checkpoints, and restrictions on movement and on the delivery of essential humanitarian support. Secretary-General on Myanmar for her... Almost 10 years after their forced displacement, the Rohingya, most of whom are stateless, still face immense obstacles to a safe, voluntary, dignified and sustainable return to Myanmar. As we observe World Refugee Day tomorrow, I sound the alarm on behalf of those who have been forced to flee war, violence and persecution. The escalating hate speech and online abuse in the region, especially towards Rohingya refugees, is also alarming. Myanmar has long presented a critical opportunity for the United Nations, working with ASEAN and other partners, to demonstrate its relevance in a world beset by conflict. The international community must remain steadfast in solidarity with the people of Myanmar and be guided by their appeals for help.